They sat in freezers for weeks before anyone knew to be worried. This week, the FDA did something it only does a handful of times a year. It upgraded a recall to Class 1, its highest risk classification. That's the category reserved for when regulators believe a product has a reasonable probability of causing serious illness or death. Not may cause discomfort, not check the label to be safe. Serious illness or worse. The product at the center of it, GreenWise organic, whole blueberries and whole mixed berries, sold exclusively at Publix stores across 8 states: Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. The contaminant E. coli O145, a Shiga toxin-producing strain. This isn't the E. coli that lives harmlessly in your gut. This is the strain capable of triggering hemolytic uremic syndrome, a condition where toxins damage blood vessels badly enough to cause clotting in the kidneys and other organs. It's rare, but when it happens, it's the reason children and the elderly are hospitalized from something as simple as a smoothie. Here's where the story gets uncomfortable. This didn't start as a Class 1 recall. It started small, quiet even. At the end of June, Publix pulled GreenWise frozen berries from shelves after noticing a pattern. On July 3rd, the supplier, a Chilean company called Frutas y Hortalizas del Sur, recalled a single batch, one lot, one best buy date. At that point, 12 illnesses and 4 hospitalizations had already been logged, but the recall covered almost nothing. Weeks passed, more epidemiological data came in. Investigators traced the illnesses back further than that one lot, and by late July, Publix was forced to expand the recall to cover every lot of GreenWise frozen blueberries and mixed berries the company had sold. Then, on August 18th, the FDA made it official: Class 1, highest risk, reasonable probability of death. Think about the timeline here. Illnesses began as early as May 11th. The recall didn't reach its full scope until nearly 3 months later. That gap between when people started getting sick and when the full recall finally caught up is where the real danger lives. Because frozen food doesn't behave like fresh food. A head of lettuce goes bad in a week. You throw it out, the risk is gone. But a bag of frozen blueberries can sit in your freezer for months. People forget what they bought. They don't track recall notices for something sitting behind the ice trays. The CDC has said outright that the true number of exposures is almost certainly higher than what's been confirmed, because plenty of people who get sick from E. coli never get tested. They just assume it's a stomach bug and ride it out. So what do you actually do if you have frozen blueberries or mixed berries in your freezer right now? First, check the brand. This recall is specific to GreenWise, Publix's private label. Not all frozen blueberries, not every store. Second, if you have GreenWise organic whole blueberries or whole mixed berries in either the 10-ounce or 48-ounce packaging, don't eat them. Don't taste test them to see if something's off, because E. coli contamination isn't something you can smell or see. Third, don't just throw the bag in the trash. Either return it to Publix for a refund or double bag it and discard it in a way that keeps it away from other food and out of reach of pets. And here's the part that deserves attention beyond this one recall. The FDA has now placed frozen blueberries from this specific Chilean supplier on an import alert. That means future shipments from this exact source can be detained and inspected before they ever reach a U.S. store shelf. It's a response, but it's also an admission that the system caught this only after people were already sick. 12 confirmed illnesses, 4 hospitalizations, 0 deaths as of the latest update. Those numbers could sound almost reassuring compared to some outbreaks we've covered. But Class 1 doesn't get assigned because of what already happened. It gets assigned because of what could happen next to the next person who doesn't know to check their freezer. This is still an active, ongoing investigation. If you or someone in your household has eaten GreenWise frozen berries recently and experienced severe stomach cramps, bloody diarrhea, or symptoms that don't improve, That's worth a call to a doctor, not a wait and see. If this kind of investigation matters to you, hit that like button so more people see it and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Stay safe and stay tuned because these stories only get told if enough of us are paying attention.